Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second session of PG Week. So this session is going to be us talking through postgraduate courses at the University of Suffolk, and we're also going to talk about student life as a postgraduate student at the University of Suffolk. And I'm joined by Molly, who's one of my colleagues in the student recruitment team. So I'm going to pass over to Molly to begin with.
Lovely. So I'll just wait for the slides to come up. Perfect. So yeah, as Solomon mentioned, our session today is on postgraduate courses and student life. A little bit about our university. We are winner of the year as chosen by What Uni Choice Awards 2025. We're also winner for teaching and lecturing quality, as well as winner for student support as well. So we're based on the Ipswich waterfront with modern state-of-the-art facilities, and it's a compact campus, so everything is within walking distance, including the train station and the town centre as well. So both are around a 10-minute walk away. And we're also close to the countryside and the coast, as well as direct links to London as well, so that's nice. For reference, this is where our campus is based in relation to London, and on the right-hand side you can see the campus in relation to Ipswich as well. So if you're travelling and commuting in from London, the A12 is just a direct route that way. And then on the next slide, we have our waterfront building. This is our kind of central building here. It's where reception is, it's where student life is as well. And it's where most of our lectures and seminars are hosted. Through the rest of the campus is through these trees here, and further along the waterfront is accommodation, and that's available for postgraduate students as well as undergraduate students, and this is just a 2-minute walk away.
Right.
So as mentioned, it is a compact campus, so you can walk from one side or the other within 10 minutes. One thing to note is obviously the enterprise and career zone, which you can see on the key on the right-hand side here. We've also got a gym, students' union, we've got cafes, and we've also got some bus stops as well if you are commuting. Also to note is the parking, so that is the P encircled in yellow. It's dedicated to staff and students as well, so this is at a rate currently of £2 for parking all day. So very nice and central parking as well here. I'll now pass you on to Solomon, who is going to go through the rest of these slides on the presentation.
Thanks, Molly. So a few more facts about the university. So we were joint highest climber in the Complete University Guide 2025. We're also second for postgraduate study in the What Uni Student Choice Awards 2025. First for graduate prospects in medical technology. Also got a couple of local partnerships. So we've got a partnership with Ipswich Town Football Club and then also Brighton the Corners Music Festival. This is a multi-venue music festival which is hosted across Ipswich in the summer, and Brighton the Corners also do a variety of kind of musical events throughout the year. So obviously they're kind of good for our students to attend as well. And we do try and keep up these local partnerships, so we're kind of benefiting the community as well. So what can you study as a postgraduate student? So we've got a large variety of courses covering kind of lots of different areas. So within health and nursing, we've got adult nursing pre-reg, we've got MSc community nursing, public health and wellbeing. We've got a brand new MPharm pharmacy course, which starts in September 2026. So that begins as an undergraduate course, and then the final year would be technically an MSc, so because it's the 4-year qualification. So that's a brand new course which is starting in September. We also have our radiography and imaging. So we have MSc Diagnostic Radiography pre-registration. And then we have a variety of postgraduate certificates in kind of like specific modules. So this could be a postgraduate certificate in computer tomography or certificate in dual energy X-ray. We also have certificates in magnetic resonance imaging and also pediatric imaging. So these are kind of qualifications which you can pay for and study kind of alongside working for the NHS. So if you're already working as a radiographer. Then within social sciences, we have 2 separate psychology MScs. So we have one which is a conversion master's, which means that you can study it regardless of what you did at undergraduate level, and it's to kind of give you the fundamentals of a psychology qualification. Then we also have applications in psychology, which is a kind of more specialist course. So that's for people who have already done psychology MSc. We also have a brand new MA in social work, which there is a talk about later on in the week. Within business management, we have MSc International Business and Management. We also have Strategic People Management, and then we have the Suffolk MBA. Within humanities, we have the MA in Creative and Critical Writing, which is the course that I studied. We also have our MA in History, and our history course is quite well sought after. So we've consistently been in the kind of top ranks for our history course over the past few years. And then within technology and data, we have our MSc in Computer Science. We have cybersecurity, data science and artificial intelligence. And then we have a brand new MSc in financial technology, which would be using our Bloomberg lab, which I'll talk about a little bit later too. And then alongside these, we also have our PGCE courses, so varieties of different teacher training. So these you can study not just on our Ipswich campus, you can also study them elsewhere. So we have courses within Great Yarmouth. We have Suffolk New College, which is just across the road from us. We also have Colchester, we have Billericay. And the way that you apply to these ones will be slightly different to our other courses. So you need to talk to the PGCE team directly, and then they'd kind of talk you through how to do this. So now I'm going to pass over to Molly for the next slides.
Lovely. So in terms of how you learn and study, it's listed on the right-hand side of the slide. This includes like having lectures, seminars, self-study, tutorials, and practicals as well. So things you might already be familiar with. And we also use the block and blend method, which is in relation to how you study and how you get assessed. And this will be further explained in my next slide. So in terms of block and blend, this works where you study one module at a time and then you get assessed once you've completed this module. It's in comparison to, as you may know, the traditional mode of teaching and assessment at higher education, where you complete multiple modules at once and then you get assessed at the end of the semester. Ultimately, it means that there's a better focus and depth of learning for students, there's better assignment management, there's less exam pressure, and then there's just better outcomes overall as well. And we are the first university to have pioneered this method in the UK. So how we also approach teaching is by giving our students high quality contact time. Lecturers and support staff can give students a lot of advice, information and resources because of the student staff ratio. So students get really great access to facilities as well as support from all aspects of that academic journey. So as a student, you are known individually and your learning tuition can be personalised rather than being just a number in a massive cohort, basically. So yeah, as mentioned, we are big on student support. So whether it's academic wellbeing, careers, financial, anything to do with student life, our teams are there to support you. So you can book one-to-one meetings and talk through any questions that you might have. Likewise, you're welcome to go onto your course page of study, which is the next slide. But oh, yeah, thank you. So you can click on the staff member's name and this should give you their email if you have any questions about the course specifics before you start. You're also welcome to have a look on our social media pages as well, and you can have a look at what we're up to as well. So we have Facebook and Instagram as well as some examples here of what we've been up to. So I'll now pass you on to Solomon, who will be talking through our facilities.
Thanks, Molly. So one of the benefits of going to the University of Suffolk is that because we're a constantly growing university, we're constantly investing into new facilities for our courses, as well as just new courses in general. So we've got lots of exciting new spaces or spaces which have opened quite recently. So all of our courses have state-of-the-art technology that you're using alongside your studies. So just some visual examples. So we have our health and wellbeing building, which is a relatively new part of the campus, which has various simulation suites, which I'll go into a little bit later. So health, nursing, radiography, and advancing practice. So as I was talking about, we have our simulation spaces. So we have 2 simulation hospital wards, a pediatric ward, and a midwifery birthing suite. We also have specialist simulation facilities for our paramedic science course. Same with physiotherapy, same with dental hygiene, dental therapy. We have a variety of different facilities for those courses, including a radiography imaging suite. So we have a fully functioning X-ray suite. We have elite sports analysis software and equipment, a human performance laboratory, and also clinical treatment areas. And then here are just some visual examples of those as well. So we can see an X-ray in the bottom right. We can see one of our paramedic science students in the bottom left and the top right as well. We also have our simulation ambulance, which we use for clinical training. We have a brand new pharmacy clinical skills suite. So this suite includes a mock dispensary for hands-on simulated practice. and basically specialist laboratories for all of our courses, so you can use them alongside that. This new laboratory for pharmacy will be open in September 2026, so that's currently being constructed. Then for psychology, so state-of-the-art facilities for psychology as well. So we've invested £320,000 into new hardware and software. And obviously this is so that students can kind of have the best kind of technology for their own research. It's up to the students to pick what their research interests are, and our lecturers will then obviously kind of guide them to kind of use the tools that they need, and also give them any kind of research that they need as well. So like when it comes to postgraduate study, obviously when like they're taught by the lecturers, but it's up to the student to decide what the research interests are and kind of where they want to kind of take their studies essentially. So for law and criminology, we have mock court sessions, so you can participate in a range of different roles and types of court hearing. We have a judge who comes in to oversee some of these court hearings as well. And they also use the specialist equipment in our psychology labs to evaluate witness testimony. So we have a little bit of kind of cross-course structure as well. We have specialist lecturers in law and psychology to enable students to develop an integrated understanding of criminal law, evidence and procedure. Within criminology, we have practical workshops, so you can develop skills in risk assessment, case management, and ethical decision making. And we always make sure that we're using real-world scenarios and lived experience throughout our course, so you actually have that kind of realistic depiction of what you're likely to deal with in those careers, essentially. Then for business and management, so we have a brand new Bloomberg lab for finance and trading. We have collaborative study spaces, online tools and platforms. We kind of provide a variety of placements in all of our courses, but especially within our business management courses. So we've just got some examples in the list there. In the top left of this slide, we've got our cybersecurity suite, which is at our Digitech Centre. So that's the only campus building which isn't within our main campus, and that's just for our kind of computing/technology students. And then the other pictures are of the outside and inside of our atrium building, which is where our where all our kind of business related courses as well as our computing courses are as well. So then for humanities, we have modern lecture theatres and seminar rooms, collaborative spaces. We have tailored study areas for PhD study and postgraduate study. We have the Hold, which is the flagship heritage facility for Suffolk. So this has over 900 years of archives featuring the county's rich and diverse history. And this is not just for our history students. Obviously, our history students would use it the most, but any other student can use the Hold as well, and they can find an archive and they can actually take it out, physically handle it and study it. And the Hold is a really, really lovely building as well. One of our kind of newest campus spaces. There's a nice cafe in there as well. So we also have our brand new library, which is opening up in the waterfront building in a couple of months' time, I believe. So the current library is where the Students' Union is. The Students' Union will be expanding. So the Students' Union will cover 2 floors, and then the library will move into our waterfront building. That's a picture of the Hold in the centre. It's the outside of the atrium building again on the left, and then obviously the inside of our current library, which will be kind of new and reinvigorated for September 2026. Then for technology and data, so we have specialist computing suites for design and software engineering, access to resources for some of the largest tech companies, so Amazon Web Services, Juniper, Oracle, Google Student Club. So we have specialist laboratories on our Digitech Centre. The Digitech Centre itself is located at the centre of Ad Astral Park, which is a kind of location used by over 150 high-tech ICT companies and also BT's innovation labs. So you get the opportunity to work on real-world projects in collaboration with industry leaders and experts. So the computing team especially are always kind of posting about placements which students can do, and these can be kind of short placements alongside their studies, but these can also be like much larger placements for once you graduate, which could go on to like full-time jobs as well. There's an annual schedule of industry events and hackathons, so you can apply the knowledge and skills that you've learned from the course. And you also have the opportunity to start your own business with the University of Suffolk if you're doing a kind of business management or international relations kind of related course. You can gain guidance from business leaders and industry professionals. Then for the PGCE course, obviously all of those programs are school-centered programs, so they're exclusively run and delivered by practicing teachers with extensive experience. You'd be placed at 2 local schools to undertake your placement, one being your main placement school. And you also, alongside in-school mentoring, you'll be supported by a tutor. So you'll have weekly in-person sessions and 4 intensive training and practice weeks across the year. And this is all to make sure that you kind of match the education and training foundation standards, and also meet the kind of DFE and Ofsted requirements. So you basically have everything that you need to then become a practicing teacher. All right, I'll now pass over to Molly to talk about life on campus.
Yeah, so as for life on campus, we have our new sports pitches. We've got an on-site gym, and there are cafes on site as well as local shops nearby, such as Tesco Express. We have our SU social space. We've got SU societies that you can join or you can make as well. We have also our competitive and social sports as well that you can partake in. On the next slide, yes, in the middle bottom here, you can see the cafe, which is on site. So that's Paddy and Scott's. That's an example of one of our cafes. This is open to the public as well as for our students, and it faces out onto the waterfront marina. As for what's around generally, we have the Ipswich Town Centre alongside many local parks that are just a short walk away from the campus. So it's a really nice mixture of like culture, nature, history and heritage. For accommodation, the University of Suffolk provides on and off accommodation. This is available for postgraduate students, of course, and sometimes undergraduate students as well. So Athena Hall on the top picture here, that's available for both postgraduate and undergraduate students. So the images here are an example of the silver studio, the silver rooms that are available. So here, all bedrooms will be. You will have an ensuite as well as a desk, wardrobe, and small double bed. You can also share with 5 to 7 other people. And on the left-hand side here is the shared kitchen and living space area as well. So Athena Hall, this is the accommodation which was just down the waterfront for about 2 minutes away. It's modern and it's spacious. There's overnight security and there's communal areas to socialise. You'll also be given a tap in and tap out key, and you will also have access to obviously your own room and your own flat as well. So that's one of the options, and this is available to look into further. This website here, which is Colligate. Since the University of Suffolk doesn't actually own the accommodation, but we're in partnership with it. On the next slide is an alternative postgraduate accommodation. This is Almond House. This is a 16-bed property overlooking Christchurch Park. It's got lots of kitchens, dining areas, like multiple lounge areas, as well as study areas, garden, and parking on site as well. This is most suited for students who are postgraduate, so it's for people who want a slightly quieter environment to live in, and it is really close by to the university as well. And here is the different website, but it is for Almond House, and if you're interested to look into it further, Student First is what provides accommodation for our students there. So we also have our PG Open evening to wrap up this session with. You're welcome to come and have a look. This is where you can come and ask lecturers any questions that you might have about your course that you're looking to study. We are hosting it on Thursday, the 16th of April, and you're welcome to drop in and come and have a chat between the times of 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. as well. You can register using this QR form on the slide now. Thank you so much for listening. I'll pass you over to Solomon if you have any questions.
Thanks, Molly. I don't think there's questions at the moment. So I think if anyone does have any questions, obviously feel free to email either the admissions team or the course team directly. If any of the courses which we've talked about in this presentation are of interest, obviously if you go onto our website, go onto the main course page, and you can find kind of lots and lots of information about them, and also the application process for each individual course. So thank you for joining us for this session of PG Week, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.